I'm going to be checking out the inspiration tab on the YouTube Studio. So that's under my YouTube account right here. And it's got some AI generated content ideas here. So I'm going to check these out. So some of these seem a little more complicated than what I'm trying to do in 15 minutes. Try to just wrap this video up in 15 minutes. So we'll see what I can do. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. So this one looks kind of cool, simulating a black hole in Rust. And I'm assuming it means the Rust programming language by Rust. So let's check it out. So we got hooks, we got outlines, thumbnails, titles. And it did all this automatically. I didn't have to even type anything in yet. So let's see. So it's got hooks. So it's giving me a script basically, and then I can refine it right here. So I just click on it and then refine it. You could type in some stuff over here on the right hand side, or I could copy it, or looks like there's some other options. Or I could save this entire, prompt right here. So it's got two different hooks: intriguing question or a bold claim, and then a quick, couple sentences to kind of captivate the viewer. All right. So we'll see. I don't know. I might use one of those. And the point of this video is basically just to explore the AI tools that we can use here, since that seems to be the next thing, right? It's using AI. And it is definitely a time saver if you have an idea and a clear path forward. So, all right, let's see. So we got some outlines for content. Cosmic Enigma, Why Black Holes Matter, the Rust Challenge, Building the Unbuildable. And the point of all this, I'm going to use code to make it clear. I'm going to use the Rust programming language to generate a simulation of a black hole using code. And it'll run on the local machine. I mean, most people will probably do this using JavaScript, so they can just run it in the browser. But I'm going to do it with Rust. And so there's a bunch of little things here, outlines, pretty basic. You can, change each one. You could have the AI kind of redefine it. But I'm not going to do that at the moment. Alright, so we got some thumbnails. These actually look kind of cool. Then some inspiration from other creators, but I don't think that has to do anything to do with what we're doing. Looks like something else. Alright, so these thumbnails are kind of cool. No black hole, renditions, AI generated thumbnails. Alright. Then some titles for the video. Might use one of these. We'll see. Some more related videos, which I don't think those are quite related. So, all right, now we're going to jump over to ChatGPT, and we'll talk about why Rust. Why am I going to use Rust? Well, I like Rust because it's somewhat of a new programming language. It was, launched in 2015, according to Bing, but I mean, it's basically built on C++. You got to use GCC compilers, and although from what I've read, it's now being written, or Rust is now being compiled in a compiler that was written using Rust. So I guess that works somehow. But basically, it was started with C++. So you use C++ to write a new language, and then they wrote a new compiler using the new language. So it's basically C++ with a bunch of extra, things in there. I don't know what to call them, a lot of different terms for it, but let's just jump into the code since we wasted 5 minutes talking about the outline. All right, so let's go back to our inspiration. Let's drop one of these. Okay, so we want a simulation of a black hole. Let's see, what should we do? Should we just drop in here? There we go. Let's copy this. Copy, we'll jump over to ChatGPT, paste that. All right, delete some stuff. Let's see what else. Use Rust code to simulate a black hole. All right, let's see what you got. ChatGPT 5, go. All right, we're on the clock here. I should set a timer on the screen, have a little timer going. That'd actually be a good little user interface thing here. I think there should be a little timer right here to see how long you've been using your ChatGPT over here on the side. Little timer icon that kind of counts down. All right. And we got CLI on for the Rust, to run the Rust code and compile and all that good stuff. So while we're waiting for ChatGPT 5 to think longer for a better answer, if we click on here, oh, okay, it gives me the same exact thing if we click on that. I was hoping it would show us what it was thinking about, but it's not going to tell us, so we just got to wait for an answer, and hopefully it didn't freeze on me. Alright, so while we're waiting for that, let's drop this down. Let's drop it over there. Boom. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see what else can we do with while we're waiting for this to think longer for a better answer. It is thinking forever. Maybe I should have given it a smaller prompt. Alright, here we go. Spitting out some code. Dun dun, cargo new black hole. So I created a new project. I already have a new project created, but if you don't already and you're following along, go and use a cargo new black hole and CD into your black hole project. So that creates a new crate, which is going to hold all your Rust code. And so that's how your run commands in Rust are going to be cargo build, cargo crate, cargo new. There's a whole list of stuff. You gotta check that out in the terminal. And so here we go. We've got our cargo with TOML file. Let's speed this up. Let me jump this up. Boom. All right. Copy paste. Now there's probably a much faster way to do this if you have your AI integrated with your code editor. You don't have to copy and paste like an old timer. But I'm kind of old, so I'm still copying and pasting like I was back. I mean, I've been using computers since before they were connected to the internet, so I've done a lot of copy and pasting in my time. And image rayon, we got some red marks. That's not a good sign. Image and rayon are red. That should not be red. I have a feeling it's going to give us a compiler error once it compiles for like 10 minutes. This is the one downside of using Rust. It has to compile on your machine, which, most people just use JavaScript. Just run this in the browser real quick. It's a lot faster. You don't have to wait for it to compile, but I want to use something new, and let's see what Rust has for us to do here. Oh, I guess we could check out the code while we're waiting for this to compile. All right, it's compiling. All right, so here we go. The code, we got a struct, we got some integers, x, y, z. Looks like it's doing some math with all these integers. It's got some functions for new, add, sub, multi, dot, cross. Let's see, what else we got? All right. Well, it's got some different functions for some advanced math. Looks like some different math I'm not familiar with. Oh, we got some errors. We got our first errors. Oh, not too many though. Let me check this. Copy paste. Jump in here. All right. And error. Let's see. Okay, gives me, oh wow, it just gave me the code I need to replace with. All right. So let me pop this over here. We find this code, weak field, DR reflection, let mute. All right, so we're going to do this. Control F, let mute, alpha. Is that the one I need? Yep. All right, so alpha min. Let's see. Let's read through this real quick, see what we need to change. Looks like the same exact code so far. Rotate towards. Oh, I left off. Oh, I see what the problem is. Look at this. It gave me 163 lines of code and then it just kind of trailed off and didn't give me the rest of the code. Wow. Okay. That's why it's not working. It didn't even generate the entire file. Alright, so ChatGPT 5, you let me down. The first prompt, you gave me not even a full amount of code to finish this program. Alright, so enough talking. Let's paste this in here. Boom. See if it compiles. Still have a feeling. Nope. Finish generating the code. Yeah, should have been more specific. I mean, it literally just trailed off in the middle of the line. He didn't even finish the line. And then it gave me 2 lines right here. It gave me the rest of the line right here and like 3 other lines, which it already had. So I might be running out of tokens. It's like, all right, you've used too much AI this month. We're just going to kind of try to cut you off. We'll give you a little bit and hopefully that'll make you happy. But if not, then all right. Oh, still generating. All right. Let's see if it generates all the code. I guess I should have just said generate from line 165 down. But when you do that, it doesn't seem to know what you're talking about, so it'll generate some random amount of code, and instead of just generating from this line, should just be able to specify, all right, find line 165, generate everything below that, or above that, or whatever. But nope, not yet. Maybe next time. Maybe next version of ChatGPT 5. And we're getting close to 15 minutes, and I still don't have a working program. All right, let me copy this over. Let's try to speed this up. And looks like we got more errors. As soon as I see red, I spoke too soon. Something's happening. Where is it at? All right, did something. Wait, did it create an image of a black hole? I think it created an image of a black hole. Okay, I didn't even look at the code. Oh yeah, I just realized it's let mute image. It's got a variable to create an image right here. Oh, well, in that case, since it created an image, right there in front of my face, right PNG. Look at that. If I just looked at the code instead of just copying and pasting, I would realize that where's the start at? Let me open the folder, open and explore, and where is the image? There's black hole. Here we go. We got a PNG of a black hole. What is it? And it's literally just a black hole. Wow. Okay, so it took us about 15 minutes to generate this. Put it in a GUI. Make it more interesting. Actually, let's just say make it more interesting. If I say put it in a GUI, it might go some other way, and I only have a few minutes left to make it more interesting. So right now it's like a black hole image generator. Let's see. Well, does it do the same black hole every time, though? Or is it a different black hole each time? Oh, right. Generate a new black hole image. I think it looks like it just saves it under the same name. Let's see if it's different. And it looks the same. Let me delete this and see. Run it again. Oh. Alright, run it again. I'm pressing the little run button up here. It does a bunch of stuff. Compiles it for me, runs the cargo build command, all that good stuff. That's one of the benefits of using IDE, and it's the same image. Okay. So it generates one image, not a random image. Alright, copy code. It's not even done generating the code yet. Alright. Wow. Yeah, this is taking quite a while to generate the code. I mean, it took me like 10 minutes to get like 3 prompts in here. 3 or 4 prompts? I don't know. I'm going to share the conversation link for this so you can check it out and see how many prompts I used. Let me know in the comments. Maybe, try the same prompts I used and see if you get the same results. I'm kind of interested, to see who else, if we all get the same results from the same prompts. I mean, can I give you a prompt and are you going to get the same thing out of it, or are you going to get some different novel code, I don't know. But let me know in the comments, use my prompts and let me know what it generated, if it was the same or if it was completely different. And let me know if it was useful. And it's still generating. That's probably a good sign. All right, copy code, paste code. All right, let's run this. And errors. Oh, it's running though. We got some errors, but it still ran. All right, that's good. That's good. All right, black hole. And it looks like it put some stuff on the edges. That's its idea of making it more interesting. Okay. That should be more specific. Make it random with okay, so around the radius, I want some glowing around the radius of or that'd be the diameter Gotta remember my math terms. Diameter of the black hole. There should be random colors. Swirling. Alright. I don't know what a black hole looks like, and I probably will never see one. You know, some scientists believe that we're already living inside of a black hole. Well, I mean, the entire Earth and everything around it, but who knows? That's a lot of stuff, so I cannot comprehend that. So I'm just gonna try to generate an artist's rendition of what I think a black hole would look like if I saw one out in outer space somehow. And here goes the cargo.toml. Looks the same. Let me check that while it's generating the code. Oh, looks like we got another dependency, rand. Alright, let's drop that rand dependency in there. Each one of these dependencies, when I compile it, it's going to add that automatically. It's going to install it on my system. Takes a package. Well, they call it crates. You know, a crate is a package of Rust code, and so it's going to be a bunch of code that I can use in my, or can call functions from my program, call functions from the code, the crate, and then use it in my program. And I butchered that explanation, but I'm just trying to use Rust. I'm not trying to explain it in this video. All right, so is it still copying the code? Yeah, or it's still generating. So that's a good sign. Still generating. We're at 241 lines of code right now. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. Remember previously the ChatGPT 3.5, it would get to about 200 lines and then it would just start having issues. But I should have used Canvas for this actually. I might have a better option or better results. I completely forgot. If you press this little plus button, there's some more stuff down here, like Canvas and web search. You can add that to your prompt and, add some context and give it, get a better answer out of it. And it is generating a lot of code. And I'm up over 15 minutes right now, so this might be the last prompt because I don't know if I have time for another prompt for this video. So let's copy this without further ado. 307 lines. Wow. Very good, ChatGPT. All right, let's see what it did. Oh, it's going to do a random. It's got a seed right here. It's got a seed value. I recognize that as a random function right there. And, oh, and it even gives us a seed number. Oh, nice. I like seeing a seed number. Show me your seed number. All right. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. I need to open my folder and close that. Oop, wrong folder. Alright, that was the wrong folder. There we go. Getting off track. I'm getting distracted. Getting AI tunnel vision. Alright, here we go. Black hole. Bam. Wow, I gave it, looks more like an eclipse rather than a black hole, but let's see if it's random each time. Rando. Is it rando each time? No, it's got a different seed number. Seed number. Ding, 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 ding. Alright. Black hole. Go. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. Looks like there's some stripes or something. Maybe those are meteorites that are being, I don't know. Not sure what happens around a black hole. I mean, for all I know, this is what it looks like. Who knows? But that's something. All right, I'm going to try one more prompt. We're at 19 minutes. I want to try one more prompt. Make it more visually appealing. All right. Make it more visually appealing. Let's see what it does with that. I don't know. I guess I can provide it some artistic cues, but I'm not feeling very artistic at the moment. And I do like mixing art with code, as it might be obvious. Alright, so let's see our dependencies, pretty much the same. Alright, got a bunch of code. Let's review the code as it's generating. Alright, so we got our struct, some integers, x, y, z. And then we got a vector. This is just a math function. And then a Rodriguez function. So that's another math equation. Rotate towards, some more math. This is literally all math we're using to create this art. Math using Rust code and ChatGPT 5. So There you have it. All right, and then we're going to define some more math stuff, some math terms, floor, getting some hash values here, some vectors. Let's see, what else do we got? All right, seed value. Oh, a bunch of stuff. An FBM2 equation. Okay. Mix, tone map. Okay, sample nebula. Okay, so now it's constructing the actual nebula right here. Sample swirl ring. Okay, so we got different functions for different parts of the black hole. And I suppose we could probably plug in some real numbers to all this, and if we fed it some real data, we might be able to get a much better response, but I'm just trying to do just a cold prompt. I'm going to call it cold prompting. You heard it here first. Cold prompting. All right. And it's still going. That's a good sign. I notice when I give it an interesting issue to deal with, it usually generates a lot more code. It seems like if I just told it to like make a to-do list, it would have been done by now. It would be giving me the same prompt over and over again. But if I'm like, hey, make a black hole visualizer, like a random black hole image generator, then it's like, all right, we can tackle that. We can give you a lot of code for that. How many lines of code you want, buddy? And it's still generating code. All right, this is a lot of math. So, I mean, if you really like math, then you would probably love this code. I guess if you like Rust code and math together, then you are in paradise right now. And, oh, it's finally done. All right, and it's explaining this long code snippet. Let's see how many lines of code we got. 406 lines. Wow, it increased by 100 lines. That's good. That's usually a good sign. And it looks like we've got a print lane, so that should be all the code right there. It's going to print out that it's done. We compile while we're reading this. All right. And it is generating a little bit of errors, but in the end, it actually runs somehow, so that's good. And it's finished. All right. We can check out the image it generated. Wow, it's adding some film grain, camera roll. See, I think it kind of picked up on I wanted some artistic, measures taken with this. Artistic, what you call them? Add some like Photoshop stuff, to it. Give it some film grain to make it look a little grainy and make it a little more like an image. And okay, it's kind of explaining what it did for each thing. Okay. Well, then it's telling us how to change it too. That's good. All right. So let's see what it actually generated. Without further ado. And oh wow, that's hurting my eyes a little bit, but it's kind of interesting. All right. Ooh, wow. Yeah, won't stare at that too long. Yeah, that's what you got to be careful of too. If the AI is generating it for you, I mean, some things will make you feel kind of weird if you look at it. So, all right. Wow. I think that's going to be enough for my black hole image generator using a Rust programming language. Well, we started with the YouTube inspiration tab, and then we actually ended up just generating all this code just kind of on the fly. And this is going to be a raw video, unedited, and it's already pushing a little over 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right now. I'll leave the link to the code for GitHub on there and the link to the conversation. And so you can check this out and leave a comment, subscribe if you like this content and want to see some more stuff like it. And yeah, just check it out and let me know in the comments what you did with it. Let me know if you made your own black hole image generator using Rust and then ran it and compiled it on your local machine like an old school computer boss. All right. That's it. I'm going to wrap this up right now.